The following are properties, original work, creations, and ideas of Kelebogile Sehoa. The ElementRings brand includes, but is not limited to, the ElementRings Pty Ltd company, the ElementRings script, comic book or manga script, characters, movie script, ElementRings merchandise, and Negu brand. All rights claimed and reserved by Kelebogile Sehoa. Hello and welcome back to ElementRings. Here's a quick recap before we continue. Botlhale was able to unlock the contents of the ElementRings history book, and boy oh boy did it have some unpleasant news for him. Stay tuned to the entire story to find out what else transpires. Now let's continue with the story. Botlhale was sweating and had a gloomy expression after reading the history book. Are you kidding me? What is this? I've got to talk to Mr. J ASAP. I don't want to die, let alone be in a place where time doesn't flow, Botlhale said to himself while shivering. Miss Kayla walked in and said, "Good morning, kids. I see you are all here. All but one. Botlhale, can you tell us where Tisetso is?" Botlhale didn't hear his teacher ask him about Tisetso. He had his head down to the desk, thinking, if it's anything like the previous book, then this one must be for real too. If so, I am going to die. Miss Kayla walked up to Botlhale's desk and said, "Botlhale, I asked you a question. Where is Tisetso?" Botlhale looked up and said, "I'm sorry, Miss Kayla. I haven't seen him this morning." Miss Kayla went to her desk and took her bag. "Okay, kids, don't make any noise. I'm going to the office to call Tisetso's parents," said Miss Kayla. She walked out but then peeped into the class and asked, "Botlhale, you seem spooked. Are you okay?" Botlhale, who was still shaking, said, "Yes, I'm fine. I just have a stomach ache." He then thought, "I'm doomed." Miss Kayla says, "Okay, Botlhale, if you say so. I'm going to make that call now. All of you must be quiet. I mean it." She then walks off to the office to make the call. Botlhale then comes to his senses and thinks, "I can't believe I didn't notice that Tisetso wasn't here. That must have been the weird feeling I had earlier on." Miss Kayla got to the office and said, "I need to call Tisetso Matla's parents." Miss Kayla was speaking to the receptionist. "Give me a sec. Let me place the call," said the receptionist. The receptionist then hands over the phone to Miss Kayla. "Hello, Miss Matla. This is Miss Kayla, Tisetso's classroom teacher. I called to inquire about the absence of Tisetso from school. Is he doing okay?" Rakadi said with a low but audible voice. "Tisetso is fine. However, he won't be coming to school today, or for the whole week for that matter. His father passed away around midnight." Miss Kayla replied, "What?" It was hard for her to take in the news because she knew how much Jonathan meant to the family. Miss Kayla hands over the phone to the receptionist, shocked still. The receptionist sees this and asks, "Kayla, are you okay? You look like you just saw a ghost." Kayla answered, "I'm okay. It's just that Tisetso's father has passed on." The receptionist shows remorse and says, "Oh no, that's bad." Kayla felt sorry for Tisetso and his family. "You can say that again. Let me return to class," Kayla says while leaving the office. While walking in the hallway leading to her class, Kayla thinks, "I can't believe Jonathan passed away. He was such a pleasant man. Poor Tisetso, to lose a father at such a young age." Kayla arrives at her class and enters. She finds the kids making noise. She loudly says, "Okay, kids, that's enough. Settle down and take out your books." Botlhale raises his hand. Kayla looks at him and says, "Yes, Botlhale, what is it?" Botlhale asks, "I was wondering if you found out why Tisetso isn't at school today." Kayla didn't want to make Botlhale sad because she knew how close the two were. Let's just get started with today's work, please," Kayla says with her body language giving her away from which she was hiding. Kayla thinks, "Am I being unfair? Maybe I should tell him in the entire class. After all, they are friends." "No, I can't. It's not my place to reveal such information." Kayla looks at Botlhale and says, "Botlhale, all I can say is as soon as you get the chance, call him and ask him yourself." Botlhale immediately thinks that's a weird way to say something to someone. On top of that, Botlhale had noticed Kayla's body language when he asked her about Tisetso's whereabouts. On the other hand, her face looked like she was the one that received the news from the history book and not him. Botlhale agrees and says, "Okay, ma'am, I'll do so." He then thinks, "I wonder what she's hiding." Botlhale then reaches into his school bag and then grabs the rings box and thinks, "I'll use the ring to find out." Mandy had decided to sit behind Botlhale that day. She sees him taking out the rings box from his bag. She asks, "What you got there, Botlhale?" Startled, Botlhale sits up and freezes and thinks, "I got so fixated on what I wanted to find out that I forget I was around people." Botlhale turns around slowly to look at Mandy and thinks, "What am I going to tell her? She can't know about the ring or its magic. Play it cool, man." Botlhale takes his hand out of the bag with the box in his hands. "You mean this? It's just a gift I got from Tisetso's father last Friday when we were at Manlane Mall." Mandy smiles and says, "Ooh, a gift from Manlane Mall. Fancy. At least a little good came from the whole experience." Botlhale chuckles and says, "I know what you mean." The two looked at each other and giggled. Kayla hears this and said, "Would you two lovebirds please pay attention to me and not each other?" Botlhale felt embarrassed by the statement while Mandy blushed as their classmates laughed. And that's the end of the 41st release. As you all heard, Botlhale is nervous, so nervous that he didn't notice Tisetso wasn't at school. Miss Kayla noticed Tisetso's absence and immediately did a follow-up and spoke to Tisetso's mother. That's how she found out about Jonathan's death. Keep tuning in. Thanks for the support and bye for now.